Bandai Namco had came out with this creator collective program, and this aim was to pretty much put content creators on. They would get several perks like creator support, maybe open to game keys and closed betas, basically stuff that other companies have been doing. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, if you know anything about these companies and press, there's the open side of this and there's the back side of this stuff. If you're on the open side, that's cool, but the best is to know a person or know people that can hook you up off the record, off the cuff, because that's going to be the truest perks. Stuff like this, you're pretty much going to be reduced to doing what they want you to do, and you're always going to be watched to make sure you're not doing or saying things a certain way. So quite frankly, I'm good off of that. However, last month, Nechi had added me on Bandai's post on Twitter. Bandai said they were looking for English language content creators in the Americas for their creative collective. I saw the ad and I was like, I ain't about to sign up for this shit. And I even said it to him like, I ain't trying to sign up. He's like, bro, you better sign up. Shout out to him. Despite all of this, several people did not get chosen. It's to the point where I was just confused, right? Now, Nechi, as of today, said, I sound petty because I am, but a lot of them niggas that got in the Bandai creative group, half of y'all are not even active. There are a lot of niggas I know who got denied. More active, do numbers, make it make sense, but ha, good for you. Nechi said he petty, but I'm pettier. I'm name dropping, man. So I want to go through the people who got accepted, who did not get accepted, talk about why I personally think that person could have got accepted, or maybe they didn't get accepted, and whether I agree or disagree. First up, Greyfang said that he didn't get in either, and he didn't think it was based on numbers. We go to Greyfang's page, like Greyfang got almost 300k subscribers, and these are his videos. He tends to do a lot of content pertaining to anime games. Pretty much if Bandai puts out a new anime game, he gonna be on that shit. He gonna promote the shit. Greyfang would have been perfect for that, but he wasn't chosen. So who the fuck was chosen then? We can even go through this and start to see some of the people that got chosen. First person I see that said it got accepted, Genesis Online. So they're a streamer. So over on their YouTube, they got 1,000 subscribers. They upload inconsistent, which means the biggest platform is gonna be Twitch. So what's the motion looking like on Twitch? I ain't gonna lie, we ain't gonna comment on that, but she doing pretty good. She got over 100 people currently watching her stream. She got 12,000 followers. I would say that she, for the most part, is a consistent streamer. And then if we look at her back end, right, the videos and stuff, we could see that, hey, looks like she streams and stuff. But here's the thing. Wasn't part of the thing that said the people who play the Bandai Namco stuff. I see Elden Ring, so one could make the argument, why did she get chosen over someone else? Now, I know it's not just about numbers, but let's just make the case it's about the consistency of playing the games and showcasing them and stuff, right? So then the next person said, I received the invitation, but the Discord link was sent. So this was another person that got the invite. They got over 5,000. And they got a YouTube channel with over 11,000 subscribers. They don't exist. And then we go over to their Twitch, and they Twitch got about like 5,000. And what Bandai Namco games they playing? Now, they're a Digimon guy. What Bandai Namco games they been playing? I see Digimon World 3, but hey, so far I'm not understanding why Greyfang, for instance, wasn't chosen. Maybe this person is doing some fire stuff that I'm just not seeing on the streams. I mentioned earlier, Nechi had posted that he didn't get accepted. Now, if I go to Nechi's channel, Nechi came out of the woodwork back in 2022, and I think for what he's been able to accomplish, he's been doing really good. One could probably get petty and say, well, 3 weeks ago he posted Ichigo gameplay before it officially came out, but it's like, when everyone got the same response as to why they weren't chosen, that's when it feels kind of shady. It'd be different if we were told actual reasons, but when they're told a generic reason, that's not great. Now, the first person I'm seeing on this list that got accepted was SSJ3. So they're a Twitch streamer, and if I go to their Twitch channel, they're streaming right now. they're playing Dragon Quest. And they got over 1,000. That's pretty dope. But if I go to their page, the last Bandai game they were playing is Tekken 8. Now, one could make the argument that, hey, maybe Bandai were looking for various peoples that have played their other games. Maybe how people answered during the questionnaire was a consideration, because it's not about numbers, but it seems just kind of odd. And another person was Lola's. This person has a VTuber, and I go to the YouTube, they got 600 subscribers. That's crazy. We go to their Twitch, and what am I seeing? They got 5.2k. I'm seeing that they've played the Elden Ring game, and when I go to their videos of what they uploaded, I see Monster Worlds, I see Elden Ring, I see a lot of Elden Ring. You got someone right here, we go to their page, they got 44k followers, and they're an Elden Ring author. They sound like they got motion. They have over 300 subscribers. Is it because they have a heavy concentration in Elden Ring and all the games that Bandai have done? Because if so, yeah, this person definitely, it makes sense. Like, they're doing a lot. But if it is just off of numbers, what makes them different than Greyfang? Maybe they weren't just looking for any people who are just doing anime games. We have Ali, and she's a community manager of Nord Network. And if we go to their shit, they got a lot of shit. They're involved with a lot of stuff. Maybe they gotta connect at Bandai, or maybe they're just like integrated and they have a lot of fan house. Hold up. And then I've seen her around. I know she's a pretty decent sized streamer who streams on Twitch. What I'm pretty much doing is I'm imposing the question that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be afraid to ask, is what was the criteria that Bandai had wanted? Because now we're seeing someone right here, Bandai denied my creator collective application immediately, and as seen by logging into my dashboard, they sent me an email today after long careful consideration. We cannot approve you. You denied me within minutes. So it's like, there were people who got denied. This person was a Elden Ring player as well. And if we go to their Twitch, they also have their Twitch. They were playing Elden Ring. They had a couple thousand. So I don't understand. So I get that not everyone can be accepted into these programs, but I guess my problem with this is that when you have a very general program and it seems that the only people who really are getting promoted into this, why is it a lot of NPC / people we've never heard of are getting accepted? People who you have to really go look, you've never seen until just now. My problem is that Bandai did not set any criteria of what they were looking for. They asked a bunch of questions, and now there are various people who are confused as to why they weren't accepted. My thing is that I would rather have Bandai had a requirement for the people, so then that way, if let's say you didn't have like certain amount of followers, whatever, or you weren't using a social media platform a certain amount of time, you wouldn't have bothered. But the biggest problem I have with all of this is that there's some people out here that's doing tremendous work, or who have been doing a lot of stuff, been playing Bandai Namco games, maybe people who have been doing this for several years, and they finally feel something out because they're like, finally I get an opportunity, and Bandai just kicks them to the side. I think one of like the most respectful approaches I've seen someone take was Neosai. Neosai is somebody who has been uploading like a lot, long videos, long forums, and he has done a lot of anime gaming videos and other videos of that matter. Bandai initially denied him. You see right here, it says you didn't get accepted, right? And he even said, why was I not accepted when 90% of my channel I've covered Bandai stuff? So I'm thinking that there might be a automatic or a robotic thing that had denied or pushed people forward based upon how they answered the questionnaire. Because you cannot tell me that's not the case, because why would Bandai initially say no to Neosai? He even said he felt bummed about it, and he felt like, bro, like I've like done this shit for my channel and stuff. I even featured various games from you guys' catalog on my channel. And that went from there to him saying, update, I'm in. Thanks for all the support. Thanks so much for Bandai Namco US for reconsidering. So what that tells me is that either the robot was like, nah fam, and then the actual person saw and probably reviewed and said, nah, our mistake. No, you definitely do a lot of stuff. So here's what I'm thinking. After looking through all of this, I don't think there was any favoritism actually taken in place. I think the people who got accepted are just really good at answering these things. Probably like those fill in the blank things and extra parts. They probably took that into deep consideration and had an auto configuration system so that it either pushed people or kicked them out. And if you didn't answer a certain way, you got kicked out. He said some stuff. They probably looked and had to manually check and said, oh no, he does a lot of stuff. He plays our games, he gets good views and all that stuff, and that's why he was accepted. Now, I'm not saying that the people who were small that got accepted just got in because they're really good at answering, but it's leading me more to believe that it was a algorithm and AI, kind of like a job interview. Sometimes you might have the best experience, everything, but because of how your resume is, you might get auto denied by the detection system and not by an actual human. So to bring it back full circle, a lot of people in the anime gaming space who cover the anime games who did not get accepted, I think it comes down to the algorithm just kicked us out and said, fuck you, try again. Let me know what you guys think about this, and do you agree or disagree?
Seats in the wear red velvet, outside my white, in the back of the club, no one catching my file. Look at my eyes, oh, I never lie. Hop on the ride.